Fine, I'll do it myself.
What's going on, guys? I am your host. Welcome to Evans Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my page to help me out to grow my page. Once again, if you're tuning in, I appreciate you guys. Today we're going to talk about, as it says in the thumbnail, we're going to talk about, risking your mental health at a job place because of dollars, right? Whether your new job is better than the old one, how fancy it is, whatever, is it important or is it worth it to, stay in a job environment, your new job environment when it's, disturbing your peace? So joining me is my friend. I'm going to let her introduce herself and then we're going to get this ball rolling. So, what's going on? What's your name?
Hi guys, so my name is Cassie. Like Evan said, she's a good friend of mine, so yeah.
Okay, so Cassie, I appreciate you for coming on the show to Evans Talk. So what is your occupation?
So I'm a nurse.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So you're a nurse. Okay, so tell me how it is. Like, how was the process becoming a nurse, and how was it when you became a nurse?
The process as in like going to school.
Going to school, or just like maybe the job application, or what? I don't know how.
Well,
this kind of stuff happens.
Anybody that has been through school, nursing school, will tell you is very, very hard and whatnot. So nursing school was hard, and then I started working right out of finishing school, and while I was in school, I was a single mom. Okay. So trying to balance that with school and work at the same time, it was a lot on my plate. So for me to graduate and then come into the nursing field all excited to work, because I love helping people.
Yeah.
That's why I initially went into healthcare. But to be all excited to start, and then when you get in the field, it's just so much
drama.
So much drama and so many things that people don't tell you. And it just makes you wonder or makes you think, so everything that I went through to get to where I'm at, is it even worth it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you currently a nurse right now?
No, I mean I am. I feel like I'm always gonna be like a healthcare provider. That's always gonna be my title. But like in terms of like working as one right now, that's out of the question because a couple days, weeks.
Let's talk about it. What happened? What happened?
So last week, I think I had finally just reached my point, my limit, and I quit my job. Like I just said, to hell with it.
Why?
Because mentally, I was just drained. Like I have, my lifestyle. Like I'm a chef.
Yes.
I have a daughter.
She can cook.
Yeah. So I'm a chef. I have a daughter. And then the hours that I was working was just crazy, but just the drama in my workplace, the mental, it took a toll on my mental health a lot. And I was just I wasn't the same person. Started, my moods are different. I dreaded going into work every day, and it was something that ticked me off that day, but I think it was just a long time coming, and it just so happened to happen that day. But last year I went to Ghana. It was like fresh of breath air, and I said I was coming back this year, and I'm not about to let nobody play with me.
Facts.
Or my talents.
Facts.
I know how much I'm worth. I know what I bring to the table in terms of just the person I am. So I said I was coming back, and I was just gonna do things differently. Focus on my mental health, and me saying I quit my job, I think was the first step in, taking a hold of my mental health and actually making sure I'm good. So that's why I was just I'm done.
Mental health is very, very, very important. So you mentioned about going to work, and you dreaded every day going to work. I remember a few years back, I did security at this nursing home. Somewhere in this place called Morristown, somewhere here in Jersey.
Yeah.
And the security manager, He was just awful, man. Like, because of him, I hated going to work. Like, so he always used to carry around the keys to like every part of the building. And when you just come, you can hear the keys, making noise, whatever.
You probably like every time you hear that, right?
Like, if I would lick the floor to make me look busy, so he wouldn't talk to me, I would. Like, it was really bad. And at long last, I found the strength to leave. So now come back to you. So how did you find the strength to leave your job, and do you have something set up? Because you did mention that you were a single mother.
Yeah.
So did you just quit without thinking because of emotions, or you had something that's in works for now for you and your child?
I think like initially, like when I first told my family members, even before, like I think I posted on my Snap and my Instagram, a lot of people thought, oh, she just like quit her job and she, come on now, like, I feel like for as long as people have known me, I was like, no, I'm not gonna just up and quit my job, because at the end of the day, I do have a child dependent on me. And I'm not even gonna say that's the reason why I stayed in my the toxic workplace that I was for such a long time, but that was definitely a factor. Just being like the main provider for her, it's like you can't just up and leave. You have to plan things accordingly. Right. And I think for me, it was mostly like the fear of like that being one of the only jobs that I've been at, and it's just like not knowing what's out there. Yes. That's why I was like I stayed so long. But of course, like you
get comfortable,
exactly comfortable. Yeah. And I have like people, and I'm always complaining. Like I complain about my job. I have coworkers that I complained about this job with, and they've up and left, and I'm just like kind of there. And like for me, I think going to Ghana and coming back was really like the push that I really needed. But yeah, I definitely came back from Ghana. I started interviewing right away, and I think the second interview that I went on, like we didn't even talk about anything related to the job. Like the lady straight, like just off my personality was like, I would like to offer you the job, and I was like, okay, great. And if it wasn't me just like telling fear like F you and just like taking that leap of faith, I would still be where I'm at. And the crazy thing is, this job, one of the reasons why I hated my job so much was the pay. Like we are constantly, and I know anybody that works in the nursing field or healthcare just knows COVID has taken a toll on every single body. But like to me, it's just the simple fact that y'all keep piling on responsibilities, piling on more work without the compensation, right? But then you have people in like the managers, the higher ups, it seems like their life is getting better and better.
Oh yeah, because there's more money coming in.
Yeah, but we're doing more of the work. Like we're doing all the work, and we're stuck, stuck where we're always at. And to me, it was just like, no. So for me, I was just like, yeah, I'm done. But back to what I was saying, like this new job that I, secured definitely pays like 3 times better than what I was getting paid. And to think like, if I hadn't like had the courage to be like, let me take this leap of faith, I'll still be stuck, where there's so many things that I want to get accomplished this year. And, me being where I was at was not going to help me accomplish any of that. So that's definitely why I was just like, I'm done. And the crazy thing is, this job is not even in the healthcare field. It's like totally, and that's another scary thing, because all I've known is the healthcare field. So it's like venturing out into this new field is definitely scary, but I'm definitely like, I'm ready.
But it's all about growing though. It's all about growing and not staying in one place forever. So another question is, what is your advice, for anybody out there watching who's having a tough time at work, especially for those women out there who's a single mom, have a child or two by yourself, but your workplace is not giving you, the peace that you hoped for. What is your advice for them in terms of leaving, how to strategize on leaving?
See, I would never just say get up and quit your job. Like, no, always have like a plan in place, plan strategically and then, execute, always have a plan in place, a lot of times we think we need to stay where we're at because we have our kids dependent on us. But at the end of the day, if you're not happy your kids know you're not happy.
Yes.
If you know, for me, for example, it was more like I barely had time with my child. You know, like growing up, I'm constantly with her. But I started working in this field, and it was just kind of like that was kind of cut off. You know, I was constantly at work. I'm like working late hours. I don't get to take her to school in the morning. I don't get to like do all the little things that she grew up knowing. You know, so all of that stuff matters. So I think my advice would just be like, make your mental health a priority, because your kids know when you're not happy. Your kids know when you're sad. Your kids know
That's
when
going to
things
affect them too.
exactly,
Yeah.
and it affects them. You know, so just so you're happy and just so you're okay with life and whatnot, just, you know, make sure you plan. That's what I did. Like I said, I took a break. I went to Ghana on vacation, came back, and I started planning, started interviewing, fixed up one of my friends, John, he does like really good resumes, had him fix up my resume, and, you know, I started interviewing, and I was just like, had a whole list of interviews set up. I didn't have to go through all those interviews because, like I said, after my second interview, I was good. But like I was like, I'm determined, and I'm going to get myself out of this position. And within this week alone, I had been able to take her to school, pick her up from school, fix her breakfast in the morning, walk her to, you know, and it's the little things. Stuff like that matters. And you just see, like, she's so happy when you pick her up from school. Like, when you're dropping her off, she's happy because, you know, we get to get Dunkin' Donuts in the morning. Like, it's little things like that. It really, like, it impacts kids, and that's all they be needing. Kids don't need, like, no expensive gifts or whatever. It's really the little things that matter to them, for real. So, yeah, just, you know, like I said, plan, make sure you have a plan in place, and just execute. And when you do execute, don't give two F's about nothing. Just go ahead, because if you think twice about it, fear is always going to get in the way. Fear is always going to stop you in your tracks. You just got to do it. You know, I was like scared when I was like saying I was done. I was almost scared, but it was just like, I did it, and I just sat in my car. Like, I kid you not, I went downstairs to our parking garage. I sat in my car, and this gospel song, Jaira, came on, and I just sat in my car and I cried. I wasn't crying because I was sad I quit. I was crying because it was just like, I just felt this weight, like, just lift off on my, like, yeah, I lifted off my shoulder, and I was just happy. Like, it was like happy tears, you know.
You know, whenever something like, you know, great like that happens, you have to get over that fear.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, even like when you're on an airplane, you have to go through that turbulence until, you know, you reach an altitude where, you know, it's smooth sailing.
Yeah.
But again, thank you for coming in, you know, and sharing your words and words of encouragement. Also, if you have made it this far to the video, thank you so much. Again, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Also, your mental health is very, very important.
Yeah.
Right? Put money and your mental health on the scale and see which one outweighs what, and, you know, and make a decision from there. Again, thank you guys so much, and God bless.